Dear brothers and sisters, it's wonderful to have an opportunity to be able to talk to all of you. And as we gather together in our homes in many, many different parts of the world, I'd like to talk about selfless service. The saints have said that the benefits of selfless service are as much as the benefits of meditation. So they've laid a lot of emphasis on us being able to help someone, and us being able to help with no expectations of any rewards for ourselves. And so when we start to think about selfless service, it's important to understand how to put selfless service in our own lives. When we try to understand the word selfless, it means something that is not for ourselves. Service is a help that is provided to someone else. And generally, selfless service is associated with helping someone who's either in a difficult state or to solve a difficulty for either a person or a group of people. In the East, it's called seva. So selfless service in English is what seva is in Hindi. And when we start to think about how do we put it into our lives, then the saints and mystics tell us that to do selfless service, we need to be in a state in which we have controlled our ego. We need to realize that when we are helping someone, it's not that it is to boost our ego up. It's not that we are doing it because we can do it better than someone else. It's an opportunity that God has given us to make us an instrument through which help can go to someone else. God the Creator has created all the universes. So God the Creator has created each and every one of us. And God the Creator provides for each and every one of us. We might think that we are the doers, but that's not the case. We become like an extended helping hand. We become the conduit through which God brings help to those that God feels needs the help. And so when we are helping someone, we should never feel that it is we who did the work. It is we who helped someone, it is we who gave our time, it is we who helped them monetarily, it is we who helped them emotionally or mentally. We should realize that this is a great blessing. That having an opportunity to help someone is a great blessing that God has given to us. It's a mechanism by which we realize that we all are one and the same. When we help someone, we realize that we're not higher or we're not lower than someone else. So our ego is curbed. When we help someone, it should be done with humility. Just like the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. So when we think about selfless service, it's putting the golden rule into play. We all want to take care of ourselves. We all try to do the best things for ourselves. And so when we help someone else, we should help in the same manner as if we are helping an extension of ourselves. Now when we help, then we should realize that many times it's not a single person who helps. And many times it's a team, it's a group of people who can help. And so to be able to work in a team is very important when we think about selfless service. To work with others is very, very important. And when we work with others, to be able to get help to many, many people, then it gives us an opportunity to learn about how do we work harmoniously with everyone. We need to be loving in thoughts, in words, and in deeds. We should have a smile on our face when we are working with someone. We should have a smile on our face when we extend a helping hand. Within ourselves, we should know that we are helping because we want to help. Not that it's a chore, that someone's forcing us to do something. When we do it as a responsibility, when we do it because we are supposed to do it, then the benefits are not there. But when we do it because we want to do it, because within ourselves there's this feeling that if God has given us something, we want to use it, not only for ourselves but for others. So it could be help in the physical arena, it could be help in the emotional arena, it could be help in the mental arena, it could be help in the spiritual arena. So if God has been gracious enough to give us some resources, then we can use them to help others. And so our thoughts should be loving and caring. The words that come out of our mouth should be such which would balm on the difficulties of others, so that if they are in pain, their pain would be released. And then our action should be such which bring people together, which bring harmony into the life of those that we meet. And so those that we work with, we should realize that we're all working at the same level. When you're extending help, it's not that someone is higher and someone is lower. As an organization, you might have some states, but when you do help, one should realize that we are all at the same level. And also, as we work, conflicts do come up. And so for us to be able to do selfless service in the proper manner, we should be able to understand how to resolve conflicts. Conflicts are a part of life. Whether they're with the people that we work with, whether it's with a group of people who we're trying to help, conflicts do come in when we are trying to achieve something. And so conflicts need to be resolved in a very calm and peaceful manner. If one person who's been given the responsibility to go ahead with a project, let's say, feels like everyone else needs to listen to them, and they ram their way through, then that's not selfless service. Conflicts can be resolved when you write things down, when you understand all sides of the difficulty, put things down on paper, and you come up with some pros and cons, and then you discuss them. And as you discuss them, you make everyone feel as if they're part of the whole process. You want to be sure that everyone that you're working with is feeling connected and is heard. And then you come to conclusions, and then as everyone understands all points of views, you can come to conclusions which are going to be sensible. And so, when we do selfless service, it's very important that we do learn the techniques of being able to resolve conflicts. Also, we should enhance our technique of listening. Most of us have a difficult time listening to someone else. We have a very easy time speaking because we want to talk about what we know. And so whatever the situation is, we always talk about it, we think we know it, we feel that we have a solution, and so we want to give that out. But we're very reluctant to listen to what someone else might be saying. So for us to work harmoniously, we need to inculcate the traits of good listening, so that we can hear all points of views. Our point of view is based on whatever our knowledge is, whatever our understanding of the subject is, and the point of view of someone else could be different. So we need to put ourselves in someone else's shoes. And to do that, we need to listen to them. And so to learn the techniques of listening is very, very important when we are trying to help someone else. And as we start to see how help can be provided to others in a manner in which it is really helpful, in which it's not that we force our way into something else, then we also realize that whenever we help someone, if we are peaceful within ourselves, then peace comes out from us too. That if we are in turmoil ourselves, then we are going to create turmoil with everyone else that we meet. And so to be peaceful is very, very important. And to be peaceful, one needs to focus one's attention on how we are reacting to things. Many of us think that we're all doing everything that is good. We don't realize whether we're doing things in a hurry. We don't realize if we have a little anger come from us, because we feel, we are doing the right thing. But to introspect, to look at ourselves, to be able to look at ourselves, are we leading the right kind of life? Are we ethical? Are we truthful? Are we non-violent? Are we living with humility? Is very, very important. And so introspection of ourselves is important. Because when we introspect ourselves, when we look at ourselves from another point of view, then only are we going to understand how whatever we interact with others, what kind of reactions is that happening, is that bringing about. And so what is important is to take a good look at ourselves periodically, not once in a while, but regularly. Because when we do it regularly, then if there are any difficulties, they can be weaned off very, very quickly. And so to introspect ourselves is important. And then, as we work with a group of people, and as we are all trying to, let's say, help for a cause, we should realize that the help that we provide, that each one of us provides, is very, very important. I'd like to relate an incident out of the life of Mahatma Gandhi. As many of you are aware, Mahatma Gandhi was instrumental in bringing independence to India. And so he would be giving talks. His movement was very peaceful, and he would be giving talks, and people would collect for the talks so that people would realize how they could peacefully go towards getting their independence. And he was in Odisha at one time, and after he'd given a talk, an older lady who seemed quite poor, whose clothes were tattered, and she, after the talk, walked up to him. And as generally happens, it's not very easy to get to someone who's that important as Mahatma Gandhi was. And so people who were with him stopped the old lady. And the old lady said, no, I have to definitely meet Gandhiji. So they're thinking, so they let her in. So she went up to the stage and she met Gandhiji, and as she came close to Gandhiji, she bowed down, touched his feet, and she opened a part of her sari and took out a coin. A coin which was of copper, which monetary had very little value. So she gave it to him to help in the mission that he was working on. And so generally, whatever donations would come in, Gandhiji would hand it over to his treasurer. So the treasurer was sitting next to him, but Gandhiji did not hand this coin to him, put it in his pocket. And so as other people came and someone gave a donation, and they went to the treasurers, as they were ready to leave, thought that maybe Gandhiji forgot. And so he made a comment and he said, Gandhiji, you trust me with checks of thousands and thousands of rupees. And how come you did not give me this copper coin and put it in your pocket? And Gandhiji said, no, this is a very precious coin. So I'm going to make sure that I put it into the right place. And he said, what is so precious about a copper coin? A coin of copper, its value is close to nothing. And Gandhiji said, people might give us thousands of rupees, but they might earn hundreds of thousands of rupees and they might give thousands of rupees to us. But this old woman who came, it seemed like that this is all she had. And so what she's given is much more precious than all the big amounts that we might be getting. And it's her selfless service to our mission. And I want to be 100% sure that it goes to the best use that we can put it to. And so it's not like how much we do. It's a question of how much we do based on what we have. If by God's grace we are super intelligent, then if we use our intelligence to help those who are not that intelligent, to teach kids or to guide others, and we spend time in doing that, that makes sense. If we have tons of money and we get a little bit, that's one thing. But if we don't have enough and we still give, that's what selfless service is all about. Selfless service is to be able to open our hearts, to be able to recognize that God the Creator has been gracious on us to provide us with whatever we have, and to be able to share it with others. And when we share what we have with others, whether it's our physical strength and we can help others physically, whether it's our mental strength, then we can help others mentally, whether it's our emotional strength, then we can help others emotionally, or if we are spiritually inclined, then we help others spiritually. And to help others spiritually is to be able to guide them towards the right goal. To help others spiritually is to make them understand that they need to know themselves truly. To help someone else spiritually is to make them understand that in reality they're not the body, that they're soul, and this soul which has come in this human body has an opportunity to know God. And so selfless service is done in the right manner when we are calm and we are peaceful. And to be calm and peaceful, we need to meditate. We need to be able to experience our soul. Meditation is nothing more than experimenting with our soul. Meditation is a means of experiencing our soul. Meditation is a means of connecting with the divine power of light and sound of God which is within ourselves. Meditation is a means by which we are able to home into the source of all love and all joy and all peace within ourselves. And so when we meditate, we connect with the true manifestations of God, that being the divine light and the divine sound. And as we connect with this divine power within ourselves, then our soul is nourished. It connects with the source of all peace, of all love, which is the Creator. And we also then start to experience peace within ourselves and love for everyone else within ourselves. And when we are in that state, it is then that we start to then do selfless service in the right manner. So let us just meditate for a few minutes. Please sit as comfortably as you can. Close your eyes very gently, just like you close them when you go to sleep. Your eyeballs should be straight, focus 8 or 10 inches in front of you. And as you close your eyes, those of you who have been initiated in the mysteries of the beyond, please do your Simran. And those of you who are new here, please repeat any name of God that you feel comfortable with. The repetition of God's name should be done mentally and not out loud. Right in front of you, in the darkness, with time, light will sprout forth. It could be flashes of light, it could be circles of light, lights could be of various colors. Please keep your gaze right in the middle, and with time the lights will stabilize for you, and you might have many, many other vistas open up within, which will give you joy, which will put you in a state of calm and peace. So I pray to God Almighty and to the three great masters of the past century, Hazrat Baba Sawan Singh Ji Maharaj, Param Sant Kripal Singh Ji Maharaj, and the gracious Master Sant Darshan Singh Ji Maharaj, to help each and every one of us connect with the divine power within and to experience the divine light in its effulgence. We'll be sitting for a few minutes. I'll be getting you out of this meditative state at that time, and my best wishes are with each and every one of you. प्लीज लीव ऑफ छोड़ दीजिए जी.